Hi everyone, welcome back to Fika AI. I'm your host, Allison Cosette, and I am here with Ofer Mendelovich from Vectara. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is great.
I will say yesterday, we're at the second day of the AI conference here, and I did stop you to take a picture of your t-shirt yesterday because I love it. RAG against the machine. We're all living RAG these days. Did you come up with this? Is this marketing? Like, was this your idea?
No,
Where did this come from?
We have a wonderful person in our marketing team, in our events, named Miluska, and this is all her wonderful,
I met her. Yeah,
job.
She's lovely.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I love this. This is great. So I'm going to start out. Can you tell everyone a little bit about Vectara and what you folks are up to these days?
Yeah, so Vectara is the trusted Gen AI platform, or trusted RAG platform. So everybody's doing RAG, everybody's doing RAG. But what we've seen is that people started in 2023 building RAG on their own, and there's just a lot of components there. You have to pick a vector database, you have to pick an embedding model, you have to connect them, you have to decide a new retrieval strategy. It ends up that doing this for a POC is really easy, but to scale, it becomes really complicated. You have to then maintain the systems, make sure it's secure and trusted and there's no data leaks. So what we do is we do RAG as a service.
Got it.
We have all the stack under an API.
Okay.
So hiding all this complexity.
Yes.
So you can just focus on building your RAG application. You ingest your documents and you run a query, and that's it. And every other complexity we take off in our system. Now, this is a software as a service, but we now also have a VPC and an on-prem option.
That's always the question, is the on-prem option.
Yeah.
So I know people are really concerned about when they're using different vendors, they're uploading their data, and the terms of service always say, oh, we can use it for training purposes or for research. So tell me a little bit about how people are responding to that conceptually and what your response is. Obviously on-prem is one, but can you tell us a little bit about what you're seeing?
Yeah, this idea of data leak or somebody training on your data is of course top of mind for a lot of people in this space. We hear it all the time, and we're a great solution for that because we never train on your data. There's
never
no
train on your data.
No fine-tuning, no training. RAG doesn't require that. We have our embedding model that's trained on our data or publicly available data. The LM is what it is. We don't retrain anything. We just put your data in order to be able to pull it in query time to use it for generative summaries, and that's it.
I love it.
So no data leaks.
No data leaks. So tell me a little bit about, do you guys have a proprietary LLM? Are you using commercial LLMs? What does that look like for you all?
Great question. A lot of our customers asked us initially to use OpenAI's LLM.
Because it's what everyone knows.
Yeah, so we have we allow all the OpenAI. We're looking at adding others outside of it, but we just recently launched about, I want to say a month ago, we launched our own LLM called Mockingbird.
Yay!
It's really exciting because it's, you can run it anywhere. It's really targeting RAG. So like GPT-4, Anthropic, they're big LLMs. They're harder and more expensive to run. You have to send the data somewhere else, etc. But they do many things.
Yeah.
They can be used for RAG, but they can also be used for 50 other, and that's why they're so complicated. But when you just specialize it on RAG and reducing hallucinations, you can actually do a better job. And Mockingbird, for that purpose, actually, in our testing, in our benchmarks, does better a little bit than even GPT-4o. Even it's a very, very small and specialized model.
I'm so curious. I really love the idea of niche language models in general. So what did you train it on?
So that I'll have to ask my ML team. I don't know all the details. I apologize.
I won't hang you up on that. You're not in the engineering team. I was just more curiosity. Longtime data scientist, always curious.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, we can follow up on that. So we're here at the conference. We're at the AI conference in San Francisco. Tell me the most interesting or surprising thing that you've seen or heard either in a talk or in conversations over the last couple of days.
Well, first of all, I want to say it's a wonderful conference. This is the second time I'm here. I was there last year in the first one. And it's, I think, maybe more than twice the amount of people. So a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, meeting a lot of different people. I think the most interesting thing, maybe not surprising, but interesting, or at least not surprising to me, is that I do see a lot of people that did come from that, I tried this out on myself.
Yeah.
I tried to build RAG and all these pieces. And I'm like, I realize now from my experience that this is actually harder than I thought.
Yeah.
And so that message that we have about, hey, come and kind of buy a platform that does it for you. You don't have to build all the stuff. It's starting to resonate much more than maybe half a year or a year ago.
Yeah.
So definitely I see a lot more of that, and people start realizing I don't want to be an expert in when GPT-5 comes out, like I have to like track all these different things. I don't want to do that. I want to just build my application.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of the parallel that I'm finding is, again, as a longtime data scientist, when AutoML came out, the driverless AI from H2O or Data Robot, it was very much, you know, data scientists were like manually coding every single thing and doing all this, and you were, even with feature engineering, you were limited by your own imagination and education, what was possible.
Right.
And we're definitely, I see the parallel now with vendor-based RAG as a service that, yes, you can build these things by hand, but when you start looking at this enterprise level, having folks like yourself come in and really fill in that market as a service, I think is just a natural evolution. So it's great to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I would say that's great, and then I agree with that. The second two things I would say is, like, I know you guys do a lot of stuff in Graph, and I see a lot of interest in integrating graphs into RAG pipeline, so that's another thing.
Oh, we're going to have that conversation after today too, Ofer.
Yeah, of course. And I'm looking forward to that. But also agentic RAG is coming up as another big thing, and we just released 2 weeks ago our own package called Vectara Agentic that allows you to do agentic RAG with Vectara quite easily, so check that out if you're interested in that.
Well, that's definitely something I want to look into.
Yeah, Vectara agents are wonderful. I think there was a long time where they honestly did not work very well. But I think we're getting over that now. Yeah. And I think it's come to a level of maturity that we feel, at least in Vectara, that our customers can enjoy the benefits of that. And so if you're interested in that, either come find me, talk to me, or...
What's the best way for folks to find you, Ofer?
So first of all, we have a Discord server for Vectara.
Nice.
So I invite everybody to join that. And you know, I'm there very, very frequently. I also have a lot of talks that I do in events, so definitely find me here at the conference for the rest of the day. I also want to highlight we're partnering with TED.AI for their hackathon that's coming up in October.
Yes, Neo4j is going to be there as well. So we get to partner up on that.
Perfect.
Yes. All right. Now we get the dancing in, right?
Yeah.
We get excited about the next event.
Exactly.
Last question for you is, when you look towards the future of AI, and you can answer any of these three questions, something that you're either really curious about, really looking forward to, or really concerned about?
Well, I'll give you two.
Curious, concerned, or excited?
I'm really interested to eat a strawberry. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So they have this whole hinting about GPT-5. It's called strawberry.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if that's where you were going with that or not.
I'm sorry. I just want to make a joke.
No, that's good.
No, I actually used GPT when it was in version 2.
Yes.
So I've seen it go from 2 to 3 and from 3 to 4, and I've seen what a exponential, improvement that was. And I think we still here, even the people who are expert in this, we can't really imagine what the next level will be, because we try to do. So maybe I'm overselling strawberry, and I don't want to mean that. I think Gemini will probably do the same.
Being excited.
But I think Gemini will probably do the same thing in Anthropic. But it's just people call it strawberry, so I wanted to anchor on that. But I'm really excited to see, in other words, what the next level beyond current Gemini, current Anthropic, and current OpenAI would look like. So I'm really excited about this. Now, of course, there is on the concern side, there is this idea of the regulation and AI safety. I'm actually very, strongly interested in that space too.
Yeah.
I think part of it is just general safety of AI. I'm actually quite positive that I think as a society, we will be able to control it, putting in place the guardrails to make this work for us and not against us. But there's always the bad actors, like in any new technology, and we have to make sure we put the right guardrails to protect against this as much as we can. I also think that specifically for kind of enterprises using RAG or ChatGPT or other technologies like this, there's a lot of stuff that you can think about in terms of on a more tactical level. How do you make sure that these things are fair and unbiased?
Yes.
Outside of bad use of them, but like how they're fair and unbiased, how they don't create all kinds of problems in terms of going against company regulation and things like this.
it actually reminds me, and it's usually the last question, but I'm really curious. I know that some people, when they've been dealing with RAG, there's a concern around internal governance of which documents come back. Do you folks have something that you help your clients work with as far as the governance level is concerned on your RAG retrieval?
Yeah, this is the interesting thing. When you do RAG, you by definition have control about this, which is really nice. So when you remember, RAG works like you retrieve the right pieces of chunks of text from the document and you feed it into the LLM. But at that point of retrieval, with metadata filters, you can tag different documents. That this document is only by HR and CEO. And you filter it out and you don't send it back to the LLM. So you can actually control for permissioning.
So do you pre-filter or post-filter?
You filter at the time of retrieval.
Okay.
Right. So you tag the documents when you ingest them, and you say this document is only allowed to be seen by X, Y, and Z people or this group of people. And when you do the whole query flow, you retrieve the documents, and then those documents that are not allowed, given who the user is that asking the question, you remove them and you ask the LLM to answer the question just given the remaining documents, I guess.
Yeah, got it. So it's always a curiosity that people are always wondering about. How do I make sure, and there's different philosophies on pre-filtering and post-filtering and, total nerd talk. Ofer, thank you so much. It was really great to meet you. I thank you so much for your time. Definitely look up Ofer Mendelovich from what is with
Vectara.
Vectara. I'm thinking about my trip to India and like other airlines. Anyway, Vectara, Ofer Mendelovich, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was really great to see you.